Hello guys and welcome to another Era of Chaos video. Guys, today we are talking about the factions in the game. If you have played Heroes of Might and Magic 3, you already know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, then basically these are the different races in the game. Let's go this way. Let's start guys with Castle. By the way, Castle is consisted of humans, or most of it. Humans, for example, we have the Pikeman, human. We have the Marksman, again human. We have the Griffin, which is not exactly a human, but still human tend to use those. Also we have the Swordsman, again human, the Monk, and so on and so on. By the way, Castle is one of the most free to play factions in the game. All those characters can be maxed out extremely easy, with the exception of the Angel and the Paladin, but of course those are SSR units and none of those SSR units are actually easy to get. So this is applicable for every single faction in the game. We're going to Rampart. By the way, Rampart guys, these are all characters that live in the woods, or characters such as dwarves, wood elves, we have Pegasus, and so on and so on. We have actually the unicorns here as well, and the green dragon, which is the SSR unit for Rampart. We have Necropolis guys. Necropolis, those are undead. I believe that this is self-explanatory. We have skeletons, we have Walking Dead that will later become zombies. We have Witch, we have Vampire. By the way, Vampire is one of the most free-to-play friendly unit in the game. You can max him easily without any issues whatsoever. So Vampire is totally free to play guys. We have the Mummy and the Lich. You have to buy them, of course. As you can see, I haven't unlocked them yet. And you have the SSR unit, the Bone Dragon. The Stronghold, those are creatures such as goblins, orcs, ogre, cyclops. They have the rock, which will later become the Thunderbird, and the Behemoth is their ultimate SSR unit. By the way, Stronghold is one of the top free-to-play factions in the game. You can basically max all these characters easily for free, except for the Behemoth, of course, and all of them are pretty great, especially the Ogre and the Rock. They are absolutely awesome, especially once awakened. The Inferno, another top free-to-play faction, guys. These are characters and creatures that live in hell, such as the Imp, for example. We have the Hellhound. I'm sorry, this is the GOG. We have the Hellhound, which will become Cerberus after awakened, I hope. We have demons. We have Efreeti. Efreeti is probably the best free-to-play character in the game. Absolutely amazing character, very useful, very powerful, and totally free to play. And of course, the Devil is the top SSR unit from Inferno faction. So basically, Inferno and Stronghold, they worked awesome together, guys. So if you're a free-to-play player and you're wondering which factions to invest in, definitely go for Inferno Stronghold formation. That's going to be the best. And of course, when I say they're free-to-play friendly, I'm not saying that all of these characters are great. For example, the Imp, he's pretty squishy, so he's not widely considered to be one of the best tanks in the game, so I wouldn't recommend investing anything in the Imp, but still he's useful for roster. We're going to get to that later, of course. Tower is a faction of mages, guys. We have the Stone Gargoyle, we have Golems, we have the Mage, of course, we have Genie, which is the opposite of the Efreeti. Unfortunately, the Genie is not really free-to-play friendly. I mean, granted, you can collect the shards and unlock this character, but it's going to take a lot of time. If not, then you can purchase it for, depending on the offer, somewhere between $30 and $50. We have the Giant, that's the SSR unit for Tower, that later will become a Titan. Dungeon, creatures that live in caves, or at least that was the case with Heroes and Might and Magic 3. We have Troglodyte. I hope that I'm not going to butcher its name. We have the Harpy, the Minotaur, and of course you can see so many units I haven't unlocked yet. Those three can be purchased there, SR Plus, and Dragon is actually the Black Dragon is the only SSI unit that I don't have yet, and that's unfortunate. And the Fortress, creatures that live in swamps, for example the Serpent Fly, for example the Lizard Man, and the Hydra, that is the ultimate SSR unit for Fortress, and they also have the Gorgon. Gorgon is another useful tank. Conflux, that's very self-explanatory as well, because basically this is a faction of elements. They have the element of storm or air, the element of water, the element of fire, and so on and so on. And the stone or earth elemental, by the way, very useful creature. So basically this is it when it comes to the factions, guys. We already discussed that Stronghold and Inferno are probably the top 2 best free-to-play factions in the game, and of course Castle is also pretty nice, and there are certain units from the other factions that can be easily maxed out. For example, the Vampire. Vampire is extremely useful, especially once awakened, and the game is giving you his shards like left and right, so you can easily max this character out. The same applies to the Witch, even though the Witch is situationally useful after she gets to orange, but we are going to get in details later, guys. In general, Stronghold, Inferno, the best free-to-play factions. The third one is Castle, and of course occasionally you can find very easy units to max from different factions. And when it comes to heroes, guys, heroes also have factions, and every faction has a faction leader. For example, Astro is the faction leader from Tower. You can see Tower is written below the Astro name. Basically, the faction leaders are the most powerful heroes in the game. Currently, we're not going to get into details about the heroes. I just wanted to let you know that the hero has his own faction. This doesn't mean that the hero cannot work with other characters, though with Astro, if you play Astro without any tower units, he won't be effective at all. But still, characters such as, for example, Jadeite, even though he's not a faction leader, Jadeite can work with almost any formation, regardless of the fact that he's from the dungeon faction. And by the way, this is one of the best free-to-play heroes in the game. I'm going to release a separate video which is going to be focused on heroes, so I'm going to get into details there. I just wanted to show you guys, by the way, we got an update this week, and we got a gem out of this update. This is the hero that we got. She is absolutely stunningly gorgeous. She is the faction leader of Rampart, and she is absolutely amazing, guys. She's not a reskin. She's totally unique. She looks gorgeous. You can purchase even a skin for her. That is amazing. And what I heard, guys, is that she's pretty strong as well. Now, there's only one way to obtain this hero, by paying, but at the end of the day, just look at her, guys. She is stunning. She is amazing. I'm going to buy her, not now, because I don't have a lot of those tokens, so I cannot really max her out. And my Rampart roster is pretty weak, but probably in 1 or 2 months, I'm definitely getting her. She is absolutely stunning, guys. And with that said, because I promise I'm going to show you a gameplay, today I am just going to play a friendly battle with one of my guildies. By the way, he is a very, very good player. If I have to compare myself to him, he spent a lot less and he's even better in terms of power and stuff. And he's like always in front of me of almost every game mode. Pretty great player. And he is running Zeron, the faction leader of Inferno. So what I'm going to do is, currently I'm testing my new formation. And when I'm saying new, because usually when I attack with Astro, I'm using 3 tanks, but today I'm using 4. I just want to make sure that the damage input from the Giant and the Naga will be okay if I don't use let's say a 3rd damage deal like the Rock or the Freety or something else. So currently I am running this setup, and I'm using my weakest tank on his Q lane, because I just want to test how it's going to work and whether my Genie is going to survive his Q lane. Also, I know that his Devil is on his middle row and he's going to jump on my tank, so I'm pretty okay with that. Basically here, even though there's probably we won't understand what's going on, it's okay. I'm just showing you how the game works when it comes to the gameplay, and if you want to fight other people, or in general how the fights work in this game. Basically, in most of the cases, AI is going to control your spells, but in general, to be honest, having the correct setup is sometimes more important than casting a spell at the correct time. As you can see, by the way, his top tank is already dead. My Naga absolutely destroyed him, so his tank is already going down, which basically means that the game is lost for him. You can see his back lane Dragon went down. Once your tank is dead, it's more or less game over, unless you have somebody very tough behind him so that he can keep holding the line. So what's happening here, by the way, I managed my formation in the way so I can counter him. His Devil jumped on one of my strongest units, and his Devil really cannot do anything. And once I have disarmed his Devil, Zeron is not really that great. So in general, Zeron is good for attack, but when it comes to defense, he is not really that great. But we're going to get to that later. A lot of people are saying that defense is not really that important. I disagree. I mean, I agree that offense is more important, but defense is also very, very important. And Astro is amazing for defense. But once again, we're going to get to that later. I just showed you a gameplay, so once you know how to exploit the enemy's weak points. Even though he actually has more power than me, you can win. So that's the name of the game. You need to know your enemy, you need to know your formation and set it up accordingly. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Take care and stay safe.
Perfect. Perfect.